Yo, YouTube, what is up? Radar 25 back again with my co-host Michael, broadcasting from parts unknown.
What up, Marks? Actually, Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Bang, bang.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that means. Guys, we're back again with another video. This is going to be our recap show of Double or Nothing. AEW Double or Nothing just finished. We're going to go over the show, go over the matches, tell you what we thought of each match, and tell you what we think about the after effects of these matches, guys. But overall, a good show. A couple things I think were hit like misses along the way. But we'll get into it. Before we do, I want to remind you guys, drop a like on this video, previous videos. If you're watching, not subscribe, please do subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you guys aren't missing anything. You know the drill. Social media, Twitter, Instagram, my live stream is Mixer, Twitch. Follow me on there. It'll pop on the screen. And without further ado, guys, let's get right into the video, our recap of AEW Double or Nothing. All right, guys, so the buy-in, which is their pre-show, their version of the pre-show, the kickoff show, was Private Party versus the Best Friends. Basically, this is just the number one contendership match to see who faces Kenny Omega and Adam Page for the tag team titles. Best Friends win the match here. Right call. They are the more prominent tag team. This is the one that should be showcased more than Private Party. Surprisingly, Private Party I haven't seen in a while, but they were the number 2 or number 3 ranked tag team in the tag team division. It's kind of odd, surprising, right? Yeah. So good to see the Best Friends get their title shot. Who knows when that will be? But cool to see that. Fun match. You know, Private Parties. They do a couple little things for me. The little green, like their punches, and a couple of they get caught in between a lot.
Yeah, like their stuff isn't polished. Like they're more of like high spot monkeys. Basically, at the end of the day, they need to work on their working punches. They're selling all that stuff. It's just like they gotta let their shit in. This look real. It makes sense to have the Best Friends win because the Best Friends have been on TV for 2 months. They've been building them up. They've been, probably the most prominent tag team every week going in for the last 2 months. So yeah, it made sense to make them win from the get-go.
Yeah, overall good match. It's a lot of fun, a lot of big moves, big spots. You know how tag team wrestling AEW is pretty much like the best thing that they have going. In terms of overall match quality and overall, spots. Guys, next thing on the show was the casino ladder match. Now, it's an interesting concept because it's 9 guys with a mystery guy. Now, remember, I was talked about during the AEW, the Wednesday Night War takeaways, how Phoenix jumped out of the ring on top of everybody and fucked himself up. He was legitimately injured. Could not make the show, so they replaced them with Bad Boy Joey Janela, and then they had a mystery guy. Now, this is an odd concept because it's a ladder match. It's like Money in the Bank, but it's also Royal Rumble style because it's a 2-minute time countdown, and guys are coming in and out. Yeah.
I mean, it was a different way to do it. This ladder match, multi-man ladder match. It was a good way to mix things that WWE do, Money in the Bank and the Royal Rumble, mix it into one thing. I liked it. I thought it was a fun little way to make the match more interesting.
Yeah. Now, the way the match broke down, it started off with the 2 SCU members going up against each other in Scorpio Sky, Frank Kazarian. After that, it was Kip Sabian that came in. He came in with Penelope Ford and Jimmy Havoc. Jimmy Havoc got involved. Now, I had a problem with this match was that there was like 1 million people in this match. It was all over the place. There was so many, a lot of guys just clearing the ring, being outside, laying down, and stuff like that. Darby Allin came out. He went straight in. He got on top of one of the ladders, jumped off with the skateboard, and crashed and burned into the ladder when Frank Kazarian moved, or Kip Sabian, I believe was that moved. And he hurt himself, and he was pretty much like in and out of the match, just hurt the whole time. So next guy was Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy was a comedy spot, real lazy, didn't want to put the ladder up and everything like that. So typical that. Colt Cabana was the next guy to come out. Not much there. And then Janela came out as the number 7 guy. Typical Janela fashion. Luchasaurus was number 8, and then the number 9 surprise entrance was none other than the Machine, Brian Cage. Now, Brian Cage came out, brought out by Taz, so it seems like Taz is going to be his manager / head coach guy. Yep. His Arn Anderson to his Cody Rhodes, basically. That's what it's going to be like. Or
his Jake the Snake to Archer, last Archer. Yep.
Yeah. Now, he dominated when he first showed up, and then they piled a bunch of shit on top of him to keep him down. He eventually broke out of that, and it was him and Luchasaurus that had a nice interaction. Now, between Luchasaurus, Brian Cage, Wardlow, Lance Archer, you got some big motherfuckers in there.
I like it. I like it. Monsters.
Now, Wardlow and Brian Cage have a similar looking face to me. They look alike.
Yes.
So you may have to, differentiate the two. But surprisingly,
but we all know who Brian Cage is. He's been around long enough that we know who he is.
Surprisingly now, so he's run by Taz. Surprisingly, he wins the casino ladder match, and in his first night in the company, automatically it's a title shot with this. Now I don't know what the rules are to when he's able to bring the cash this thing in. If it's a set time, or he could do it when I don't think it's gonna be Money in the Bank style. I think it's gonna be he has to set up a match with a champion.
I think it automatically puts you as number one contender. Basically, like he's gonna overshoot whoever wins Brodie Lee and John Moxie and become the number one contender. I like Cage; he's awesome, but to come in your first night in this match where you just come out of nowhere and just all of a sudden you're no more contender, it's kind of fluky to me, and it kind of disrespects all the work that the guys that were in the match have been doing to this point. I don't love it. I don't like, dude, I'm a big Brian Cage fan. We've seen him live a couple times. It's a big loss for Impact Wrestling, just letting you know, but I don't know. It doesn't jive with me just to come in,
get the top spot like immediately.
All of a sudden, it's just that's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, that's I don't know about that booking right there.
Now we thought Brodie Lee was a little like quick to get a title shot already, but he did. He has been there for a few weeks. There has vignettes, backstage
There's
stuff,
a storyline going on.
He didn't beat anybody going up to the John Moxley match they had tonight, but. Still, this is his first night in the company. I mean, assuming he has some matches in between from when he has his title shot, it's okay.
Still, even then,
I mean, I kind of wish like a guy like even though we saw Frank Kazarian versus John Moxley a couple weeks ago, I kind of wish a guy like a veteran like Frank Kazarian's been around such a long time gets a title shot. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe
or like we said, like our dark horse was Scorpio Sky going in there just because they had all the vignettes and promos for him. You thought they would push him, but. To have a guy just come in and we know Taz is behind them, that's cool and all, but I don't know. That just it didn't sit right with me. Fun match, crazy spots. It's a fucking shit show all over the place.
Yeah, basically it was a clusterfuck because there was a million guys. Like I said, before I got involved, Jimmy Havoc, the best friends got involved. It was so many fucking people in there.
It was fun. It was fun. It was a big shit show though, but it was a big time.
But shout out to Brian Cage, getting on mainstream TV, not being on Pop Network, Pop TV, and all the other odd channels that TNA Impact has been on. So he's on TNT. He looks like they're gonna be a big star. They positioned him as an absolute monster, which rightfully so is what he is. Just look at the guy. But shout out to Brian Cage. We thought it was a little bit premature to get a title shot immediately, but shout out to him for showing up and being part of AEW, being the mystery guy, and actually getting a monster push. Guys,
to him. Props.
Next thing on the show, which I think was the best wrestling match of the night, was Jungle Boy versus MJF.
Oh, this was beautiful. And like for two younger guys that
two
guys
in their early 20s, both guys under the age of 25, which is crazy.
Yep. Like this was like the opposite of what AEW. We love AEW, but they are super indie. They do high spots. They're all about their high spots. Basically, they live off their high spots. This was old school. This took me back to like NWA style matches. It was just like old school, telling a good story. Those guys killed it. Both guys completely killed it.
Yeah, I loved it. I really enjoyed the fact that Jungle Boy, him being so young in wrestling in general and just in age, selling his arm almost the entire match and keep coming, because a lot of guys, they sell something and they'll forget to sell it. They'll go through all their spots, but he sold it the entire match. Shout out to MJF for tremendous heel work, especially in the beginning where it looked like he hurt his knee, he was faking it. The doctor came in, he was bullshitting and just a lot of stuff. But this match really really gave the toughness to MJF, right? So we knew that Jungle Boy was going to be fighting from behind, underneath, showed a ton of fire, ton of toughness, but so did MJF. He was sneaking around a lot, but he got a clean win on Jungle Boy. A very interesting pin combination. He did a roll up and he was holding the hands in between his legs as well to keep the leverage. So it was a really good match. Really enjoyed it. Love the fire and the comeback from Jungle Boy Jack Perry, which is tremendous. Really enjoyed him. I think that guy's gonna be a mega star babyface when he gets older and when he fills out a little bit. He's very thin. So
he's got a really bright future. He's good in Jurassic Express, but him going in a singles match and like him and MJF just going out there having an old school. These guys are professional wrestlers, and it was awesome to see that, especially in such a, like I said, a company that's really on their high spots. These guys had the best match in the card. It was just a normal singles match, and they had a bunch of crazy, gimmick matches all over this card, and this was the best match of the night, without question. It was the best night, hands down, the best match. Perry is going to be a big star one day. Maybe not anytime soon, but for sure. Sooner or later,
I think he's like 21.
Yeah, he's a baby. He's a baby, and like both these guys are babies. Like in 3 4 years from now, these guys will be the two top stars in the company. Mark my words.
Yeah, the shout out to both guys doing a tremendous job. Both on the opposite sides of the spectrum, bad guy, good guy. They did both work so well, but MJF does get the win here, and he still continues to be not pinned or submitted in any match. His one loss comes in a fatal 4-way when it wasn't even pinned. So
he's just better than all of us. He's just better than all of us.
And he knows it, yeah. And we know it. Yeah, guys, next thing on the show was the TNT Championship final match, Cody versus Lance Archer with Mike Tyson there. Mike Tyson came out with the belt. They said the belt was unfinished. Because of all that's going on with production of the belt. They weren't able to finish it. So at least gold plating, I thought it was a hideous looking belt. It looked like a toy for the most part. But hopefully when they finish it off, it looks better. So he comes out. And now I thought this match started okay, but I thought they just threw in a lot of Jake, Arn, and the Mike Tyson stuff at the end was just like, it didn't make no sense. It was just like it was basically just to promote Tyson. It didn't have like a legitimate effect to the match itself.
Or make sense. Much of it didn't make sense. It didn't add to anything in the match. It felt just like it was intruding in the match. It didn't need to be there. Now
I don't know if it was planned for Jake to be so interference and like so distractive in the match, because he was very distractive. I don't know if he was trying to like just give himself some shine himself, or it was planned that way, but I thought this hurt the match. Now I've had a lot of issues with the build up to this match.
We haven't liked it.
They've missed on a lot of stuff, and I don't think this helped one bit. No. Cody gets the win, has to hit 2 crossroads to get the win. Archer loses. Where does he go from here? I don't know. And they kicked out both Arn and Jake, and then Jake came back with the snake, but then here comes Mike Tyson, takes his shirt off and kind of just scares Jake off, and then Tyson's kind of standing there. The end of it took away because the finish happened just like immediately pretty much after this, so it took away from the match. I just thought it was too much hoopla to throw in there. Like it was too much about the other guys rather than the actual personal rivalry that was in the ring.
It was, again, like you said, too much hoopla. And Archer just felt weak to me. He didn't come off strong. He didn't they built him up as a monster. And he didn't feel that way during the match.
He kicked out like from one and had a strong kick out
like that. But then Jake left and he felt like he was like lost, and like it's just like where does he go from here now? He's it kind of felt like without Jake, he wasn't like a monster anymore. Like he felt worried that Jake wasn't there. And then it's not the first time that he wrestled without Jake, so it just felt real weird to me.
You're right, because he felt like Jake's not here, like I don't.
It's like, dude, you're a monster. Who gives a fuck if this old man that can barely move is with you? Like it just, I don't know. This whole buildup has been a miss. The fact the belt is unfinished, it looks like shit.
I saw it and I was like, holy shit! Like it looks bad. Like I don't like the way it looks.
Like every belt needs to be gold plated. I'm sorry, but every fucking championship belt needs to be like those 2 tails in the back, gold plated. If not, it's not a fucking title belt. Yeah. Like those copper crap tag team belts from WWE are garbage. Yeah, it needs to be gold plated. Sorry,
it needs to be gold plated. But Cody does get the win. He's the first ever TNT champion. He was very emotional afterwards, rightfully so. Now, funny little thing. There's been rumors since Sting's contract has run out with WWE that he was coming to AEW. He did hit a stinger splash in this match, Cody saying.
And we know he's a big
Sting mark. Sting. Yeah, he's a big Sting fan from his childhood. Unless it was his favorite wrestler over his own dad. So maybe this is like a tease going towards it, but who knows? He could just be poking fun at the rumors. But next thing on the show, guys, it was supposed to be Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander. She suffered an injury just like Phoenix did on Dynamite, so she wasn't able to perform here tonight. So Penelope Ford took her spot. This was an okay match.
Was what it was.
Ford did well. Sort of Statlander, but it just was what it was. It was a put together match just because Britt Baker wasn't around. Statlander gets the win. She's very fiery and over the top a little bit. I mean, I think she's very good in the ring. I think her gimmick's kind of like corny with the alien thing. I think it's kind of goofy. It's goofy. Yeah, it's
goofy, but she's been like one of the main women in the company. She's being pushed, since basically I would say December, November. So she kind of like one of the girls that's in there. I think she will definitely be in the title picture coming up here.
Yeah. So it was what it was. Statlander gets the win. Continue on from there. Dustin Rhodes versus Shawn Spears. Now, Shawn Spears came out in a suit, basically saying that Dustin Rhodes was going to show up. They played up the whole night that Dustin Rhodes, nobody's seen him. The announcers were saying nobody's seen him. Obviously, he comes out from behind Shawn Spears, and the beatdown ensues. He tears up the suit. He basically has to wrestle the rest of the match in his underwear, Shawn Spears. And funny thing, he had Tully Blanchard's face on the crotch of his underwear. A lot of ass shots from Shawn Spears. But Dustin,
nice ass.
Yeah, Dustin gets the win. It's just a comedy spot, and I don't know if this is going to be his role from now on, Shawn Spears. I don't think they're going to build behind him anytime soon. But it is what it is. He's just kind of one of those. He could be just one of those spots where he's just the guy who's a veteran, very solid in the ring, and just going to make other guys look better. And that's pretty much maybe his role.
He's a Dolph Ziggler of the company, basically.
Could be.
I don't know. I feel like this match was put together last minute. It didn't really need to happen. You could have left off the card, maybe make it a match shorter. Getting Dustin with the win here over Shawn Spears, it feels kind of weak to me. It just feels like Shawn Spears should be. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. I just want Shawn Spears to be more involved, winning more matches, being more of a threat to a championship or the team title later on. Him losing to Dustin right now is like, does it really need to happen? I don't know. I feel like he was better off as Ty Dillinger than he is as Shawn Spears. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, he came in tough with the chair shot on Cody, but then lost, and then it's just not where to be found. He had the Tully thing, but Tully's not around, so it's really like he's looking for a partner, and then he's just calling out Dustin Rhodes, and then he loses Dustin Rhodes in a comedy spot. He's embarrassed, so it's like, let's see where he goes from here. He may not show up for a little bit, maybe come back. I don't know. Let's see what happens. But next thing on the show, I would have to say is the second best overall match on the card, and it was the no disqualification match for the AEW Women's title. Hikaru Ishida, the challenger, versus Nyla Rose, the champion. They went all over the place with this. There was a lot of back and forth. Ishida showing great fire throughout, and Ishida gets the win here. And we have a new women's champion, and it's Hikaru Ishida. She wins. She's the new champion, and I think she's gonna get on a lengthy run. Now, Nyla Rose's run was stop and go because of the whole quarantine situation. She wasn't around a lot. So that might have hurt her run, but let's see how everything goes. But with Sheeta being the new champion, you got a babyface champion now, sets up for matches against Britt Baker, Penelope Ford, and other people that come in, Big Swole, anybody, same.
Again, Sheeta's been positioned to kind of take over the belt because she's been she's been winning all her matches. She's been just pushed. She's had the rocket ship on her for the last few months. I just think the way the women's division works out right now, having a heel champion doesn't really work as well because the baby faces in the women's division aren't established yet. So having the only established baby face really as a champion makes more sense because there's better heels in the women's division in AEW. So it just makes more sense for storyline reasons. It sucks that Nyla Rose didn't really get the run that she probably deserved, but it's a long run. It's a long, it's not an overnight thing. She will probably get the title later on, but for now, I think Sheeta deserved to win. I called this, by the way, on our last episode of Wednesday Night Wars, so I figured she was going to win. So,
and she did win. I thought Nyla Rose would get the win here. She was state champion, but she doesn't. No disqualification match, so they used the Kindle stick was heavily involved. But great to see Sheeta win, and she's been on a hell of a run. She's been undefeated for a while. She's won every match she's been in, and she's showing a lot of fire. They had a nice
She's the Charlotte of the company right now.
I would say probably, yeah. And then like you said, it does set up better matchups because there's more heels around, or it seems like there's more heels. So they can obviously go with a rematch of Nyla Rose. They can go with
Baker when she's healthy.
Before they can even do Chris Statlander, she's babyface, but it'll be a pretty solid match. I think it do too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, guys. Next thing on the show, AEW World Heavyweight Championship match: Shawn Moxley versus Brodie Lee, who with the stolen AEW Championship. This is another tremendous match on the night.
Yeah, they killed it.
Super hard hitting, super physical, crazy spot where they hit the paradigm shift through the ramp area.
Through it was awesome. I loved it. And this was perfect. Again, Moxie wins the match because the referee you go ahead and tell us.
After he does the paradigm shift through the ramp, Brodie comes out afterwards. After Moxie comes out, Brodie comes out all bloody, and the fight continues. But you see that Brodie's staggered and out of it. Then Moxie scrambling around, gets him in a sleeper and puts him to sleep. So he didn't tap; he was put out to sleep. So it protects Brodie.
It was the old Austin Brett where it's like he didn't give up, he didn't lose the fight. He just basically got his, he just fought so hard that he passed out. And that's what we said on the other night was we wanted Brodie not to win the match, but to still look strong and keep that because he's supposed to be a cult leader, supposed to be people are supposed to follow him, so he needs to keep strong in the fact that
if he loses like simple, then it's like it hurts him as like a leader.
It hurts him.
It's the Bray Wyatt effect that happened to Bray Wyatt.
Exactly. So like the same thing happened with Bray Wyatt. So that's a perfect example. So what you wanted, we got exactly what we wanted. He didn't win the match, but he didn't look weak. He looked strong because of the fact that he basically used all of his power in the match and just couldn't go anymore because he just went through hell.
And then imagine the fact that he got taken through the ramp, but still got up and continued the match. Bloody, blood plays a nice role in there,
and that sets him up for a huge long as a monster. It makes him even though he lost, he's actually elevated because of the way that it went through the whole match. Yeah, and so Moxie puts him to sleep. He stays still champion, but he kind of gets his championship back because it was stolen from him. So it's good to see. It's interesting though, like. So you put him to sleep, so he stays strong, and then let's see where he goes from here. Like, does he go back at Moxley? Who does he go after this? Like, where does he go? He still looks strong, but where does he go after this? I don't doubt he's gonna get another shot, but we'll see how it goes. Now, the blood in here worked, which I kind of hoped they would have used blood in the Archer Cody match because it was a lot more personal at that point, right? Yeah. So they used the blood here. It is what it is, but but I just think the Archer Cody match, not to go back to it, but it just that whole storyline just didn't work for me at all. It fell flat. Yeah, but great build of Brodie Lee, the way they're building him and the way you're working him with the passing out. Yeah, it's so much better than how Vince ever used him. It's not even. Yes, it's ridiculous how the difference. It's ridiculous how much better it is. Yeah, guys, the next match was the main event, and it was one of the most wildest matches I've ever seen. Stadium Stampede match. The Inner Circle, which is Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, Santana Ortiz versus the Elite, comprised of Adam Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, the Bucks, and Matt Hardy. I tell you what, Jim Cornette hated this match. Cornette, he fucking hated this match. He right now he's fucking like he's probably he's probably on Twitter right now. He probably put a podcast out right now because he fucking hated this match. Yeah. Now the way this match worked, the ring was in the 50-yard line and they were able to go wherever they wanted. Now the funny thing was at the entrance for the Inner Circle, they came out as like a football team. They were all dressed in football attire with their own numbers, and then the Elite kind of came out normal to the Elite song and everything like that. So they basically just. Almost nothing took place in the ring. Very little took place in the ring. Lot of stuff going on. Why did they even have the ring? I don't even understand. Well, the problem was Adam Hangman Page didn't show up in the entrances. Eventually, he comes down in a horse and chases Sammy Guevara into the inside of the stadium. And then cowboy shit, baby. And then Sammy Guevara eventually comes back out, and then Adam Page is kind of just riding around the horse around the back, looking for Sammy Guevara. Can't find him, so he goes to the bar of Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium. But so much shit went on here; it was ridiculous. There was a part where Matt Hardy was fighting Santana and Ortiz in the pool, which I didn't know that stadium had a pool. But it has a pool. Yeah, and then that basically became the Lake of Reincarnation. I don't know if you've seen the Ultimate Deletion stuff that he's thrown Jeff in there. He's thrown a bunch of different guys in there. We saw version 1 Matt. They even put the little graphic on the screen of like the Matafacts, whatever the hell they're called. And Vince is gonna send a cease and desist for that. That has to be IP for them. We'll see how that goes. And then so all that was happening. He eventually tied up. I think it was Ortiz on a chair, and just tied him up there. A lot of stuff went down. My favorite thing was when I think it was Nick Jackson and Jericho, and he had him like pinned. And then Aubrey Edwards counted it 2, and then Jericho was like, "No, it was 3." And he threw the red flag, and then she goes into like under the hood to go and go to the replay. Yeah, that was funny. We also had Jay Hager looking for Adam Page. He actually sat down and had a drink with him at the bar before they started brawling. They were brawling all over the place. They found on top of the pool table that was in that lounge. Kenny Omega comes in to help out. So they end up beating up Jake Hager, and they get back on the field. We had Sammy Guevara getting chased down again by the golf cart driven by Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega. After he gets woken up by the sprinklers and the match is over, and he thinks that he's go ahead. Before he gets woken up by the sprinklers, the most ridiculous thing happens. Okay, it's Nick Jackson.
it's Nick Jackson and Chris Jericho brawling. They do a lot of stuff. They go for the pin. Obviously Jericho, and then like you said, RBR always goes into the hood and they check the replay, right? So he challenges the play on the field. A bunch of fighting. They get thrown into. He throws Nick Jackson to like a big Jaguar that's there prop. Yeah. Also, the Jacksonville Jaguar mascot gets the Judas effect, which was hilarious. So,
much happens.
While this is happening, you see
nonsense.
Matt Jackson and Sammy Guevara brawling by one of the end zones, and he will gut wrench. So Matt Jackson does the move where he gut wrench suplex you, and he continues to do it, right? Eddie Guerrero style, but except with a gut wrench suplex. He did it supposedly for 100 yards. They kept cutting in back and forth, but he did it for 100 yards all the way out, right? And then by the end, he's knocked out, Sammy Guevara. Then the sprinklers do wake him up, and then here comes. He thinks he wins, and then he looks to the distance, and here comes the golf cart. Funny stuff.
And his kids, Kenny, just like pointing at him again.
Pointing at him. Yeah, this was awesome. This was super entertaining.
The one wing angel Kenny Omega did just like through that like platform there. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's where the match ended. Kenny Omega hit the one wing angel off like part of the stands on Sammy Guevara to get the pin. One of the funnier things too was Adam Hangman Page using the line marker for the field on Chris Jericho. But the Elite get the win here. I thought this was a hilarious wild match. It went on long, but there was so much going on, and it was so interesting the way they did everything, how funny everything was. Santana getting locked in a ice machine, like, by Matt Hardy, a callback to when they did it to Matt Hardy.
But one of the funniest part was that I think it was Ortiz, as he was walking out of the pool, he was like, and he's dead, and what? And he was like floating. I was like, what is going on? It's just like the biggest bunch of bullshit I've ever seen. It was hysterical. It was great. It was awesome. It was like Jim Cornette hates it. If you're an old school wrestling fan, you fucking hate it. But if you just want to be enjoyed by something, this shit was
it was super entertaining, similar to how like Money in the Bank match for WWE was entertaining.
But this is even more fun. This is even
more fun.
Off the wall, stupid,
outlandish shit.
And I know you wanted like the what was it called, like the Blood and Guts or whatever.
Blood and Guts match, the Blood and Guts match.
This just ends the whole Elite versus the Inner Circle. It just ends it. It's a perfect ending. Leave it at that. Leave it alone. This was awesome. Like Blood and Guts won't compare to this. It's just not gonna happen.
It won't, but it might be more realistic and grounded to it.
Yes, but at this point, we leave it alone.
The Elite win. It's interesting to see on Dynamite where they go from here, because this feud has been going on for a while. It's been stop and go, right? Because everything that's been going on. I kind of do hope eventually they do Blood and Guts, just to have maybe the Inner Circle get the win back, or the Elite win again. But it'll be more serious at that point. Yeah.
I think at this point maybe you can toss it back in here, maybe in a little bit, maybe to throw Cody back in there. But this was just so much fun, so perfect for me anyway. I don't know if it's for you, but it just told a good fun story, had a good time. It had Jericho written all over it to me. It was all Jericho. I feel a lot of Jericho in there. It was funny. It was entertaining. I think it's good. I think we leave it at that. I think we just let them go somewhere else with each other. Maybe you can come back to it maybe 6 months from now. A year from now, maybe have that Blood and Guts match. But for now, this was a perfect ending to that little arc from the beginning of AEW to now. I think
and we got to see Adam Page, and Adam Page kind of be in sync with the rest of the Elite, even though he showed up late.
Him and Kenny.
So we'll see if that continues, and maybe they'll drop the title soon to Best Friends. We'll see what happens. But guys, that is the video. That is the recap of AEW Double or Nothing. I thought it was another awesome show from AEW. Par for the course from them. Everything they pretty much do is good, even though some of it can be kind of off. But I thought for the most part, this was a really good pay-per-view.
Entertaining. That's all you care about.
That's the video. Thanks for watching. Remember, if it doesn't work for you, do not do the job.
Later, Marks.